Jason Aldean has done a lot of speaking out this year.
You can think something all you want to, it doesn't mean it's true.
His song, Try That in a Small Town, contains lyrics that shock some people, and critics call the song's video offensive. Whoopi Golberg is a big critic of Jason.
So country singer Jason Aldean is getting backlash, not in a small town, which critics are saying is racist.
Did Whoopi go too far in slamming Jason? And did Jason really just sue Whoopi for $40 million because of the shade she threw at him? You won't believe the real truth about the feud between Jason and Whoopi. When you think of Jason's fans versus the audience who watches The View, it's pretty obvious that Whoopi and her co-host have different opinions about his music. On Thursday, July 20th, Whoopi told us what she really thought about Try That in a Small Town. Here's Whoopi's side of the story.
Just like you talk about people taking care of each other in small towns, we do the same thing in big town.
That sounds reasonable, but Whoopi's comments quickly turned shocking, and it sounded like she was throwing major shade at Jason.
There's a lot wrong here with this.
Whoopi was referring to the Route 91 Harvest Country Music Festival in October 2017. On that tragic night, Jason was headlining the festival, and he was forced to flee the stage that night. Unbelievably, an armed man began harming the crowd with a weapon from a hotel room high above the Las Vegas Strip. Whoopi also blasted Jason for including Black Lives Matter protest footage in his music video, and she questioned specific lyrics in Try That in a Small Town. Whoopi mentioned Jason singing about using a weapon his grandfather gave him, and she also talked about him singing about how that's how people in small towns take care of each other. Whoopi said she found it interesting that Jason and the other songwriters couldn't see that that's what protesters in big cities were doing too. And shockingly, Whoopi sounded like she was speaking out against Jason when she said, "Are you talking about black people? What are you talking about here?" The other co-hosts jumped in, including Alyssa Farrah-Griffin, who is The View's only conservative co-host. Alyssa said she was willing to give Jason the benefit of the doubt. She felt that Jason wasn't trying to glorify violence or racism, but shockingly, Alyssa did give another side of the story. She confessed that some lyrics in Try That in a Small Town actually made her think about a horrifying incident. For Alyssa, that incident happened in February 2020, when a young man named Ahmaud Arbery had his life taken away in a small southern town.
Got shot for doing nothing wrong.
Joy Behar is infamous for her crazy opinions, and Joy was even more outspoken than Whoopi when it comes to Try That in a Small Town.
It's a deplorable song and it's annoying.
Sunny Hostin didn't agree with Alyssa either. While she didn't throw shade like Joy, Sunny gave her side of the story, and it's shocking. Sunny comes from an interracial family, and she alleged that her parents were run out of South Carolina by the KKK. Sunny said that her father is still scared by the experience, and she said that unfortunately the biggest problem is that some people refuse to admit that racism exists. Sunny also read out a tweet from Jason. Jason's response on social media happened on July 18th. He was discussing the backlash against the video for Try That in a Small Town, and his response ended with, "While I can try and respect others to have their own interpretation of a song with music, this one goes too far." Whoopi had a problem with Jason's message, and she spoke out again. It sounded like she was throwing shade at Jason.
You've gone too far.
The controversial comments by The View co-host might have ended there, but a shocking article was published on July 24th, and you won't believe the headline on the Duncan-Kruger Times website. It said, "Jason Aldean files defamation suit against Whoopi and The View. I'm no racist." The article alleged that Jason was taking the advice of counsel, and he was filing a defamation lawsuit against Whoopi, Sunny, Joy, and The View. Jason was allegedly going after anyone on the show who called him a racist. The article also claimed that ABC had already responded to Jason's lawsuit. Allegedly, the network said that they had no idea that The View co-host would be so brutal, and ABC officials supposedly claimed that The View is protected by First Amendment laws and free speech. But the article claimed that free speech wouldn't save Whoopi. This alleged lawsuit moved so quickly, it started to sound a little bit suspicious. On August 4th, a shocking video appeared online. It came from a celebrity news channel called Just In.
And life is so short.
The title of the video alleged that Whoopi panicked after losing everything as a result of Jason's lawsuit. People took notice of this video right away. Just 3 days after it was uploaded on social media, the Whoopi Panics video had already been viewed almost 1 million times, and it received such a crazy response that serious media outlets, including the Associated Press, decided to fact-check the story. By the time that the AP started digging around, the Whoopi Panics video had over 1.5 million views. If you didn't see that video, you wouldn't have noticed the disclaimer in the video's description box. It was like a content warning, and it read, "Content might be gossip, rumors, exaggerated, or indirectly besides the truth. Viewer advised to do own research before forming their opinion. Content might be opinionated." That sounds crazy, and it turns out the Whoopi Panics video contained shocking errors. The Associated Press found other holes in the story. Allegedly, Jason's legal team filed the lawsuit in the 65th District Court of Writs in Motion, but there's no such thing. The original article on the Dunning-Kruger website also claimed that Jason's main attorney was named Joe Barron. That's not true either. That's when the Associated Press dropped the bombshell, because the Dunning-Kruger website is satirical, meaning they publish fiction, or more like funny fake news. And the real truth is, the alleged lawsuit filed by Jason was a parody, so it was fake news, but meant to be a practical joke online. All you have to do is look at the About Us page on the Dunning-Kruger Times website. They are owned by a social media network called America's Last Line of Defense. And what's interesting is that they have fabricated fake stories about lawsuits against The View before. And some people who read these fake news stories actually believe they are true. That's why users share the articles on social media platforms. The video came under fire too, since it was based on the fake news story. And the Just In Celebrity Gossip channel isn't even American. Based on their social media accounts, it's alleged that this channel is operated out of Indonesia. Jason probably doesn't care about any of this. He's got concerts to play and songs to sell. Besides, Jason is used to the controversies, and he's used to defending himself. But his controversial music video for Try That in a Small Town was too much for critics to take. The backlash got so bad that CMT pulled it from their rotation in July. And it looks like the ABC network just can't win either. ABC got hit with the fake news story about Jason's lawsuit against Whoopi and The View. And then they got slammed when they aired Jason's performance of Try That in a Small Town during the CMA Fest concert special. Although ABC did not air Jason's video, just his pre-recorded performance of the song. Shockingly, the fake news kept on coming from that celebrity gossip channel Just In. On August 14th, they uploaded a video that claimed Whoopi was begging for mercy. Allegedly, Tom Selleck was destroying her over the Jason Aldean controversy. And Tom was allegedly throwing major shade on other talk shows.
She kind of went, ah! and cowered in fear.
But the real truth is, those fake news outlets were at it again. Shockingly, some viewers just don't get it. The August 14th video has also been viewed hundreds of thousands of times. I'm glad that Jason isn't actually suing Whoopi or The View, but what do you guys think? Did you hear Whoopi's comments about Sonny and Joey Bear on The View? Do you think they had a point, or did Alyssa say it best? Let me know in the comments below.